Hi guys, welcome back to Everything and Everything. I'm your host.
I don't know what was in her mouth, but I'm TJ Grammy, and that usually should not be something I follow up on with the podcast. What's in Jordan's mouth? Well, thankfully we're not going to play that game tonight on the podcast, but yeah. And I am here with my pal Eric.
Hey, it's Eric.
Oh, come on, you could be more energetic than that.
Hey, it's Eric with these people. I don't.
That's about right.
I guess that's
Just these people.
Just these people. Yeah, just John and Jordan. Yeah, so on the podcast tonight, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the new Annabelle movie. We're going to talk about...
No, we didn't talk about that.
We're going to talk
the
about...
Subway.
We're going to talk about my second viewing of Dunkirk. And we're going to talk about some rumors about the show.
Right.
We're always going to talk about the show.
I forgot.
We're also going to talk about the show Kevin Can Wait and some rumors spreading with that show.
Who wonders calling you?
Also, talk about apps.
Yeah, so anyways, sorry we had to mute that for a minute. But anyways, yeah, so before we get to that, we have a interview tomorrow with Mark Pruitt from the Upland
Peak Sanctuary.
Peak Sanctuary. That will be uploaded separately on the YouTube channel.
Yep.
But yeah, so we're talking about it. And Eric, what is your opinion of it?
I like the clown.
Yeah, but you were also saying earlier in the show when we were kind of talking, kind of pre-planning the show, that you want something in particular in your something very special in your bedroom.
Oh, I want a mannequin doll, the clown, in a rocking chair in my room.
I'm sure you can find it. It'd be really expensive though.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I bet you probably can find something like that on eBay or something like that. So, yeah. Yeah. So, and this is our opinion of it.
Yep. Hope you enjoy the rest of this little podcast. And stay tuned for tomorrow when we upload this one with this special guest.
But first of all, actually, we are going to play a little game called what random apps do you think are on people's phones? And Eric,
What up?
Eric has a particular app that is on his phone. You want to talk about it?
Yeah. There's a app called Geek. It's basically just like a discount place with like electronics and like random stuff. Mainly electronics though. Like there's a phone. There's a smartphone that was $99. That's only $7. And there's no like points or anything like the other one, like the other things online that you don't have to have points. Most of it's free shipping on the certain prices. Like something that would be like $1,000 for like $80, you'll have like maybe like $5 shipping or whatever. And there's also rings and like jewelry on here and backpacks and mainly girl clothing, not very much man stuff. There's also free stuff, but those aren't worth it at all whatsoever.
That's cool. All right. So obviously now since I went through your phone, you can go through my phone and kind of maybe discuss.
Don't go through his pictures.
Some random apps that you might be interested in.
Okay.
Great clips. Well, let me tell you about Great Clips. I I can't resist a cheap haircut. So and thankfully there is a haircut place right by my house. So
You can check in online.
yeah, I literally can. So it's very it's very convenient. Do you have a Great Clips account?
Yes,
Wha-
I have 4 of them.
You have 4 of them. Wait a minute. Why do you need 4 Great Clips accounts?
I have no clue.
You just have 4.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that works.
Well, your phone, Jordan.
I don't have any random things on here.
You got a random thing. It can be like a settings. It doesn't matter.
Nope.
Let's talk about what's on your shirt then.
I don't share.
Let's talk about Gotham.
What?
Gotham.
What about it?
What do you think is going to happen in an episode that's coming up tonight?
I don't know. Hopefully it's good.
Well, that's your app today.
Yep. So stay tuned. But yeah, so stay tuned when we bring back Eric on the show in upcoming episodes when we will play more random apps on phones. Continuing on with the podcast tonight. So tomorrow's a big day. I mean, in a way, it's just kind of following, just following tradition. But for those of you who don't know, I'm doing the Crusader run for the now 6th year in a row, and Jordan is going to be helping me with requests and webcast. And that's the thing, is that we're kicking off. Honestly, this fall we're doing the first ever webcast series for Radio for a Cause, and we're doing the webcasts for the Crusader run. So that's very exciting. Kicks off at 8 a.m. Well, actually, school starts at 8 a.m. And what the Crusader run is that basically it is the kids running around the parking lot. It's a part of their PE class. So in a way, they're having fun in their PE class, and who doesn't like to have fun in their PE class? I mean, they get to listen to music, and I guess that they raised $20,000 this year.
It goes to us.
What?
It goes to us. I wish. It doesn't go to us.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it goes to the school. But I guess Cecily Chandler, the principal, she'll be doing her daily duties, rain or shine, on the roof of the school.
Yep. Also, I'm gonna hook up with your neighbor on Saturday. I am. I'm gonna get that number, get that name. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's the other thing too, is that we're having we're doing our first ever block party as Radio for a Cause too,
Yep.
which is pretty cool.
So, I mean, how appropriate do we have to be? Do we just technically we could take any request.
Yeah.
Because it's not a school event, we don't really have to restrict
Yeah.
ourselves.
The only thing though is, and my mom suggested this, so I don't really know how low the volume they want, but they may not want us to bug the neighbors that don't come to this event or something like that.
Well,
But
can't we figure that out with them?
Yeah.
Speaking
So-
of which, we don't have a microphone, like, to talk into so everyone can hear us.
Well, the microphone comes with the PA system.
Oh,
So at
that's
least
right.
at least I'm
we're
assuming
taking
so.
the school's PA system. Hopefully, it doesn't rain or everyone stays away from the DJ station and doesn't get ruined.
Yeah. So we and what's funny is that I told myself that September was going to be a very busy month, and we kind of like cut some events from our schedule, but it just kind of, I guess, evened out. Like we got, we basically made up for the events that we're going to cut and the exposure that we're going to not see.
Yeah, I noticed you haven't deleted that event for October. Because that we were talking about the pancake.
Yeah. Well, here's how I'm going to handle this. Obviously, the Crusader families are our last hope, pretty much. They are our last hope. If we don't get any exposure from the Crusader run, or even from the event, meaning if we don't sell tickets, then yeah.
Oh wait, you already have the tickets? Or are you just using the ones you bought?
Well, I didn't buy tickets. Basically how it works is that I have the tickets and I can give them to anyone at any time.
Yeah, but they have to pay you $8.
Yeah, so...
And then you can just tell them not to show up. It's fine.
Yeah.
You don't need to actually be there.
By the way, don't show up. So...
Just waste $8. You're rich anyways.
Yeah, so... yeah. So... So my last update, and then we're going to jump over to what Jordan wants to talk about, which she wants to collaborate with some YouTubers, but we'll talk about that a little bit after this. So I teased on my Twitter that for those of you who want to know what new job course I have taken, so last week, obviously, I accepted a job with AMC, thinking that was going to be God's plan. But then Monday after I signed all the paperwork with AMC and ordered my shirt and set direct deposit, I got an email from the radio station that I've been trying to get into for probably for years. Because I find that networking with people, that work in the same field that you want to go into, it really helps if you are professional and just kind of talk to them, and then and I found out about this job at WME. Actually, I guess I should say Federated Media in general. And I got the interview for it finally, after waiting for several months. And they pretty much offered me the position. What's funny, I think this is funny, they wanted me to work, they basically had a job for me already on Friday. But I was like, that's not going to work, because I already have, I've already made a promise to Holy Cross that we're going to do the Crusader run. After that, I'd be free, but it's one of those things where they needed me right at the end of Crusader run. So, on top of taking Jordan home and unloading my car, I wouldn't be able to make it anyway. So, but it's official now. Starting next week, I'm going to sign the papers. They're going to take my driver's license, or take a picture of my driver's license. And pretty much what it is, it's a remote tech position. Basically, I go to events, whether it be concerts, or personal appearances, and set up the event before the DJ or whoever gets there. And this pretty much gets me in the door at the station. I guess right now they're really busy with remotes and stuff like that and events. This weekend I think is actually Country Fest, and also 98.9 The Bears, birthday bash, which Federated Media owns all those stations. So basically I'll be working for all these stations. And in the winter, I'll be lucky if I get 2 or 3, or 1 or 2 a week. So it sounds like the winter, things will start to slow down, and in the spring, it'll pick up again. So, but it's easy money. It's stuff I love.
How much is it?
It starts out at $8 an hour. So on top of that, You get paid also for how long you're there for the remote. I think it's like $50 for if you're there for 3 hours, 75 if you're there for 4 hours, and $100 if you're there for 6 hours. And
Ew.
so, and this is pretty cool too. But I guess the ESPN radio station here does this high school football thing, and that could be something I could do next year. I mean, because it's almost the beginning of October, so high school football is kind of wrapping up. So I don't really know if I'll be involved in that this year or not. But if I am, look out for me. So, but yeah, so that's really the news with me. Got the remote tech position with Federated Media. I'm so excited to finally get my foot in the door with radio. And probably the best part of it is that they know about Radio for a Cause, obviously, because I've talked to them about advertising. And
They should give you free advertising. You're working for them. What type of bullshit is that?
I mean, in a way it is. I just don't want them. It really kind of sucks because I really want to network with these businesses while I'm there, but that would probably be a conflict of interest. So and also too, if I meet a potential sponsor, and if I'm busy one day with doing this remote, I don't want them to come to me talking about Radio for a Cause and all that stuff. But the good, but yeah, in a way, Radio for a Cause is not really for profit. We're going to be non-for-profit, and think about it. I'm, after working for Best Buy, which I still work for Best Buy, it's very, very, very hard to keep up, with our goals. Especially, today wasn't busy at all. So. I believe in job security with Best Buy, but it's one of those things where I don't know how long it's going to take. That's why I'm going to get the computers first before anything, and then I'll get the microphones with Sweetwater, and then the software. Because at least if I get my PCs at Best Buy, then if God forbid something happens with that job, then yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna hand over the reign to Jordan Queen.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
But she would also like to thank Mike for that interview. That's
really,
Mark. Sorry, Mark. Yeah, that one was a very, very good interview, I thought, with Mark.
Yeah, I hope you learned a lot.
I did.
Anyways, let's talk about some movies we've seen.
Oh yeah, we've seen a lot of movies recently. I don't think we've touched on Annabelle at all, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, I guess we did.
We're gonna put spoilers for it.
Yeah.
On the screen.
Yeah.
You saw it almost 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago
yeah,
now.
2 weeks ago tonight.
We didn't get a chance to talk about it last week because we had the Summit City cosplayers on, and that's not what the podcast was about. So we're here now to talk about it.
Yeah. I guess I'll go first since Jordan was, kind of looking at me. I guess that's my signal to start. But anyways, yeah. So it was very well done, way better than the original. And and it's one of those things where it's a generation thing, where I'm sure in the 80s, it was the most terrifying thing back then. But
it was 1990.
Yeah.
When it came out.
Yeah. So late 80s, early 90s. It was. They said it was terrifying. But when Jordan and I watched it, and we even it was as I recall, it was the perfect setting for it. It was we had a rainy night and it was dark, and it didn't scare us at all. And we watched it late at night too, and yet it didn't really terrify us. Which honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed that the miniseries didn't scare me at all. But
It was funny.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, if anything, it was like I mean, the movie. Both movies are full of heart. It's it's funny. Only the original was more funnier, probably, and not in a good way either. Because I mean, it's like Tim Curry dressed as a clown, and he's just like
The teeth were pretty impressive.
Yeah,
But that's about it.
yeah. But now the movie that just came out in 2017. This one. It was. I really enjoyed it because probably because watching the miniseries kind of showed me what I should expect from it, and so yeah. I mean, and there wasn't really many jump scares. Now, and most of you have probably seen memes of Pennywise dancing to just like random music out there, so. Yeah, it's one of those funny. I mean, it's one of those good ass movies. I really think the actor that did Pennywise this time around was a good actor. And let me debunk this myth also. One of the bullies, I forget his name. I think his name is Kyle.
I thought, no, it's John. Wasn't one of them John? I feel like in the original the bully's name was John. And then he fell down the hole.
Yeah. Well,
maybe not.
Well, yeah, I think I remember John, but
I can't remember all their names.
Yeah, but yeah. So, but yeah, I mean the character's name is kind of escaping me right now because it's been a while, but yeah, like I'm just gonna go with his name is Kyle. The actor who plays him looks a lot like the actor that plays Pennywise, and I even spoke in the movies. I even spoke during the movie and was like, I think that they're the same actor. And
I'm surprised you didn't Google it.
And our friend Eric, who also joined us, he thought, yeah, I think it's the same one. Turns out they're different actors.
Yep.
Pennywise and yeah. So so I really screwed that up, but that's okay though. But yeah, so I thought it was really well done. I give it an A+. I rarely give movies an A+ anymore these days, honestly. But yeah. Also, there's a new movie that I saw, but I'll let Jordan kind of talk about her opinion of it. Also, you should talk about Mother.
I'm not gonna spoil it because you still haven't seen it, but I watched this YouTuber Beyond the Trailer, and she breaks down movies and stuff, movie reviews, and she has an interesting point. She said it's funny how they made like the adults the monsters instead of the kids, because the kids were the actual victims in this, because in horror movies they make them a demon or something like that. But in this, it's the adults who were monsters, because Beverly probably got sexually assaulted by her father. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, and kudos to her kicking his ass at the end.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just interesting because you don't really think about it. That it's usually the kids who aren't the victims. They're the ones who are like preying on the people or whatever. It was good. Good photography. Good shots in there.
Yeah, good shots. Yeah, and there's some Stranger Things kids there too. Or in
there
the
was
movie.
one.
Yeah.
Will from Stranger Things played Richie, young Richie. It'll be interesting to see who they cast for the adults in the next one.
Yeah.
It will be interesting because in the original movie, Mike's the one who's supposed to stay home, like in the town, and be the librarian. And everyone else leaves. But Mike wasn't the researcher in this, it was Ben. And Ben in the original was an architect, so I'm wondering if they'll switch that around.
Possibly, yeah. And also, here's something else to point out. So this is part 1, obviously, that as Jordan mentioned. And part 2 is going to come out probably sometime next year. And there will be cast as adults. But I wonder... now, I mean, obviously Stephen King wrote this, and he made it only for 2 parts. But I wonder if part 2 does really well, if they'll continue it on with chapter 3 and chapter 4. I mean, I honestly don't really know how I would feel if they did that. It really all depends on my opinion of part 2 when it comes out. But again, we'll talk about that when that day comes.
Yeah.
So
that was an A+ for me too.
Yeah. What was your favorite part?
That's a good question. Probably with Ben and when the balloon was just floating. I really like that.
We all float down here.
What about you?
I thought.
By the way, the romance scene at the end was unnecessary.
Probably my favorite scene was probably when was probably when Billy shot
His brother.
Yeah,
his brother. Quote.
Yeah,
not
his
really
quote.
his
His
brother.
brother. Spoiler alert. Yeah. Although it's not really his brother, it's Pennywise.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and you know, and I mean, I seem to remember in the actual miniseries that they did that, but I didn't want to believe it. I really wanted to believe that was his brother. You know, because I mean, I noticed that when Pennywise is other characters, that that there's different ways that he goes about it, like, and it's not, I don't know, like it's not like him to do that. So, yeah. So that's my opinion of that. So
The floating scene was really cool near the end, where they're all up,
yeah.
looked like they're
Yeah.
from a chandelier or something.
Yeah, and I don't like it, and that's one thing that our technology that we take for granted sometimes. Like I really appreciate that CGI or I don't know how they did that, but yeah. I mean, in the 90s, I mean, yeah, they wouldn't be able to do that, but yeah. So that was very intriguing how they did that. So
Yep.
yeah. So in other Hollywood news, we're going to do the Hollywood gossip. So Jordan also saw another movie called Mother. I haven't seen it yet, so we're not going to spoil it for you guys. But Jordan has some words of wisdom to you about this movie.
It's not words of wisdom. There's 100% a religious undertone to the movie that I never even knew, because I mean, you kind of get that near the end, but other than that, like, you never really know. And I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's very twisted. And the one lady, she couldn't even watch the whole thing. She was an older lady. It was me and my mom and another, like, an old couple in there. She couldn't watch the last 45 minutes. She had to leave. So that tells you anything.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it was not for the lighthearted, or it wasn't necessarily a horror. It's more of like, well, I guess it was scary.
Is it more of a mind fuck?
Yeah, I guarantee you're gonna walk out of there. You're gonna call me and be like, "What the hell did I just watch?" And I'm gonna have to explain it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, like critics are saying that this is the first what the fuck movie ever, or the first what the fuck movie of
No,
the year.
I've seen a couple of those. Maybe of the year, but I've seen
Yeah.
a couple. What
Yeah.
the hell did
Yeah.
we just watch?
Yeah. So.
So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it was disturbing even for me, so that should say something. Well, one scene was disturbing for me.
Do you think they were trying to kind of get like a Get Out vibe from this movie?
No, not really.
Yeah. Yeah. So continuing on with the Hollywood break here on Everything and Anything. So I saw Dunkirk for a second time in a row, and let me also suggest if you have not seen
You
Dunkirk,
can spoil it. I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah. Well, Dunkirk is a war movie, and I took my parents and my grandma with me last weekend because I had a free ticket to use for Regal, which got loaded in randomly, and then somehow Regal, when I redeemed it, they said I didn't have it, but the manager let me in for free anyway. So, so it's like. But it's one of those things where if you promise the customer a free ticket and it doesn't show up on their card, I mean, how are you supposed to redeem it? Like, it's one of those things that are too good to be true. But I mean, maybe it's the fact. I mean, maybe it was the fact that it ended that day, and I don't know if it was. I don't know what time it was supposed to expire. So, but yeah. So, So this was my second time seeing it, and I'll just kind of. I'm not going to spoil the movie. But
Just give a quick summary.
yeah, basically,
Quick.
basically the quick summary of it is that basically it's this war movie where it's about the Battle of Dunkirk, which which during World War One, when the English were when Germany was battling England, both England and French people were trying to escape from Dunkirk, and obviously Germany knew that, and they had spies or they didn't have spies all over, but at the beginning of the movie, these flyers dropped from the sky, literally from the sky, and the army and one of the characters that they follow in this movie, he holds up this paper and says, "We are watching you," and it's like literally arrows point everywhere. So yeah,
It's not creepy.
so yeah, it's a very suspenseful war movie by Christopher Nolan. I would completely recommend it in IMAX. I don't know if it's still playing in IMAX, but yeah, I would recommend it. And once it comes out on Redbox, you need to go see it. I mean, I don't care if you're not a war buff or anything like that, but this is a very, very good movie to see.
I don't know. My mom didn't like it.
So,
Wow.
and I mean, I guess and I am going to explain why it might be a little bit hard to understand. It's not like the general consensus for my parents and my grandma when they got out of the movie was that it was not like what they were expecting. So it's not really a war movie where they're actually at war. It's actually it's three different stories kind of all compiled in one movie. I will say if you have a short-term memory, this might be a little bit of a clusterfuck for you, but yeah, but yeah, it's basically about three different stories. The first one is on about the battle on the ground. The second one is on the battle in
We're
the
not
air.
putting spoilers for this.
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
it's been out. I'm not
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
spoilers for Caribbean,
Yeah.
which we still haven't
Oh,
talked
yeah,
about.
that's right. And the third one is the sea. So, but yeah, both my parents, my grandma, really, really enjoyed the movie. It just wasn't what they were expecting, but they thought it was.
Your grandma's not going to enjoy Mother, and you're do that.
Yeah, but it wasn't. But like I say, it wasn't what they were expecting. It was very well done, it was very well done, and it was just kind of hard to follow it at times. But yeah, so, and we saw Pirates of the Caribbean also, Jordan and I. So that one was pretty good. It was way better than the fourth movie.
Which I still haven't seen.
Yeah.
They have the first Pirates of the Caribbean on Netflix. Not sponsored. Go watch now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I actually remember watching in theaters with my dad and
Yeah.
my little brother.
Yeah. Honestly, this is my first ever Pirates movie that's ever seen in theaters. I really wanted to see the third one in theaters, and one of my neighbors actually was going to see the fourth one, and he was inviting people to go see him or go see it with him, but I probably would have been the creepy guy from across the street if I asked him. So, but yeah, so that one is also very good. It's coming out on DVD and Blu-ray here soon. So Spider-Man: Homecoming, Wonder Woman just came out this weekend or this week. So yeah. So, and also in the last 10 minutes, I want to talk about the show called Kevin Can Wait. I'm not.
Kevin Can Wait.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this show.
Yeah, Adam Sandler's my guy.
Yeah.
Hit me up, old
yeah.
man.
But
Twitter at JornXQueen.
But Kevin Hart, or not Kevin Hart,
Kevin James.
Yeah, Kevin James is is still a good actor, just not good writing for the show. And I had read somewhere that they're killing off the wife of Kevin in the season 2 premiere.
You know what his prime was? When his prime was?
King of Queens.
Exactly. That's when it was like.
Yeah.
I mean.
And the thing in it too is that they're bringing on his wife from King of Queens on the show now, and that's basically why they're killing off his wife, because and the thing is that the producers.
Is it funny though?
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is that this show is supposed to be funny, and they're killing off a character, and I actually kind of misinterpreted the headline. So I watched the season finale, and she wasn't killed off. I was like, well, wait, what's this? And then I read on further, and it's like, oh, okay, it's on the premiere, which is this Monday.
Okay, real quick, quick couple minutes about Gotham. It's coming back on tonight. Apparently, they scrapped the Harley Quinn and Joker idea completely, so there will be no Harley Quinn, which pisses me off. Because I want it to happen. I mean, as far as I know, they totally trashed the idea because they thought last season was the last season. So Barbara won't be Harley Quinn, as far as what I'm getting from the actual writers and producers and stuff. No one will be. But Jerome is coming back to work with Penguin.
Yeah, that's
so that
good.
should be interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, have you seen the first part of season 3 yet?
No.
You're missing the best part. You're missing Jerome's parts.
Yeah, I know.
You're missing the best part.
Now, as far as Gotham goes, I know they're concerned about ratings. I think the way it goes is that they probably scrapped it for the first. What they probably mean is that they probably scrapped it for the first half of the season.
I don't know about that. I guess we'll find out, though.
I mean, in a way, they have three to four.
I'm just saying,
3 to 4 months to write stuff for the spring.
I know, but the question is, are they going to do it? And if they do end up doing that, if we hear it from somebody who produces on the show, then who are they going to use?
Okay, you want to hear my prediction? Here's my prediction. I really feel like if ratings come back, and this is probably why this is honestly probably why they moved it to Thursday. This is a industry secret. They move shows to another time slot to give them one more chance. And if their viewers and if their viewers don't watch the show, and on demand does count, by the way, and I think Hulu and Netflix, well, not Netflix, but Hulu counts also, I believe. But if viewers don't tune in to watch the show, my prediction is that they're going to get the ratings back for probably a couple weeks here, So I would say give it like a couple months, or like at least till December, and then the writers will, then Fox will probably make a decision about keeping it or slicing it. I feel like if they decide I feel like if ratings are good enough, then they'll probably.
I think they will be though, because have you
Yeah.
seen the trailers and
Yeah,
stuff? They made
yeah.
sure it looked good.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and and that's the thing about marketing, is that this is their last. Sounds like this is their last chance. So honestly, the producers want to make it get good as hell. So but
Bruce and Selena better get back together for real. I'm sorry, that's my OTP on that show. If we're not gonna have a Jerome and a Harley, I want Bruce and Selena to be together.
Yeah. So my prediction is that I mean I really think that ratings will be good, honestly. But if they, just in case if they aren't, that's probably why they're slashing the Harley Quinn story, because they don't want to develop more characters if the show is going to be the end. Which, and another reason too why they think it's probably the end is because, I mean, they're already having Bruce dressed up as Batman, essentially.
I mean, not really. He's like a, what do you call it? Assassin type thing.
Yeah.
Where he just goes out and helps people from getting shot or whatever.
Yeah. But, I get my prediction now, because we're in the last 5 minutes of the show. My prediction is that if they get good enough ratings, then they'll probably continue off the storyline. But if this ends, then they'll probably focus mainly on Bruce's character.
So are you saying that if they continue to see their ratings go up every episode, that they're probably going to bring back the Harley Quinn storyline?
Yes. Yeah. That
I really want them to, but I want a new character.
Well,
I mean, it's stupid because you can't say Barbara's Harley and then scrap the idea like they're doing now, and then later on when the ratings are good, make her Harley.
Well, I mean, they didn't necessarily say Barbara was Harley.
Yeah, but they're pretty much pointing all signs to her. And then they scrap that idea. I'm just saying it doesn't make much sense for them to make her Harley.
But they gotta be. They gotta be careful though, because if they get good enough ratings, it's almost one of those things where if they're not going to use Barbara,
they need a new character. Give me a young intern that works at Arkham, a young female intern that works at Arkham.
Okay, here's my prediction. If they do continue on with the show, and if they get renewed, I can guarantee you that the season finale for this season, they will finally introduce Harley Quinn. That's my prediction.
I mean, they said it was last season, and then it didn't happen. That pissed me off.
Yeah, and
don't say something's gonna happen and last minute pull the feet out from under our feet.
And that's the thing too, is that when we have our own TV station and we produce our own original content, which will probably be a couple years from now, or a few years from now. If I greenlight a show from a producer or whatever, I'm gonna honestly give them the chance to do what they want to do. I mean, I am not going to be one of those TV producers that focus mainly on ratings. If sponsors start to drop, then that might be a sign to cut it. But I will be a very respectful, owner or chairman of whatever station, and I'll let them finish out their storyline before completely axing the show. Mm-hmm. And that's the real problem with shows.
My God. I'm sorry, can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
I just had the best idea. You're talking about, why don't we become like an agency, like a show agency? So, not only producers can pitch our ideas, but we can have actors, because obviously, there's not shit here for acting, but actors that come in and audition for whatever show gets greenlighted by us.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
That would be the first company in this town that would. Well,
that would
I
have
guess
done
the
that.
goal would be to get onto the big screen worldwide, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not gonna happen for a very long time. But I'm just saying, we'd be the first company to do that in this town. There's
Yeah.
no other business.
Yeah. Like, yeah. And folks, wrapping up really close, like, yeah, I mean, this is really the true reason why we're doing a webcast. Is because we're going to start out as Radio for a Cause TV, but once we get the station going, then we'll focus
Well,
more.
once we are stable enough and we know we have the money to move forward,
Yeah.
then we'll move forward. But if we know we're still unsure, we shouldn't do it.
Yeah. I know. Like, yeah. The and I mean, here's what I was thinking for, for the TV station. Like, I mean, I don't really want to do a news station,
I
honestly.
thought you said nude.
No,
You want to do nudes?
No, I mean, my concern,
you want to be the first porn company in Fort Wayne?
No, we wouldn't be the first.
Wait, there's already one there. Here?
Yeah, remember?
Oh.
Like, yeah. Do you remember the guy that hit me
Yeah,
up?
but I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
does he actually have a building and stuff, or is it like
I don't think
someone's bedroom?
I don't know if he has a building. I think he just worked out of
Right,
his house.
but ours would be legit. But anyways, not the point of this.
But here's my question though. Okay, so obviously prime time we would have our own green light shows, but what would we play? Would we play anything during the day? Like, maybe our own news talk shows. I don't know.
There's enough news. I don't want to compete with the news. It's boring to me.
Yeah.
If there's something we really want to talk about, then we'll talk about it. But I don't want to do a news thing every single day.
Yeah. So, yeah. So you heard here first, folks. We'll be coming out with a new TV station, our new our own TV agency.
It's not happening anytime soon.
Yeah, not happening anytime soon. We're focusing on the radio station first. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
But believe
Can
me,
you imagine how expensive the TV station equipment will be? Oh my god.
well, technically, and I've been looking into this. I mean, we can do this one or two ways. We can either go with Wirecast, which will probably be under $10,000.
Great. What else?
But I also think it'd be cool if we broadcast the Tin Caps games and other sports games and also high school football games.
Well, they have to invite us to that. We can't just show up.
Well, yeah, I know. It's probably one of those things where we have to bid on
I'm
it.
not going to be on the field. I know people that have been trampled on the football field.
Yeah.
I'm not about to do that.
Well, and quite honestly, I don't really know sports all that well, so we'll have to hire commentators. And,
I mean, it'd be cool if we could get to go a professional game. And we could just commentate. Be like, oh, that was a terrible throw or whatever. Oh, the guy has a nice ass.
You heard it here first, folks. Jordan thinks that guy from the NFL team from the NFL City has a nice ass. All right, so folks, we want to thank Mark once again for the interview, and we hope that you enjoyed this podcast. As always, we'll be back next Thursday with Crusader Run updates and also
the block party.
Oh yeah, Black Party news
And see if I got her.
Yep.
Let's see if I got this person's number or not.
Yeah, we'll see. And also, we'll also talk about me going to Terre Haute. I have some details about some stuff that we're doing for that. So yeah, tune in for that. We'll be back next week for everything. This is DJ Grammy signing off.
Jordan Queen, sign off. Bye, guys.